Hey guys, Godzilla851 here, back with our Godzilla retrospective and our look at the Godzilla the Animated Series television show. The sequel to Godzilla 98, or as I like to call it, Zilla. And this show's kind of all over the place, following the spirit of the Hanna-Barbera Godzilla series. We have a science team following our title monster around and doing its thing. But you might ask yourself, if Godzilla died in the 98 film, then what's this movie about? Remember how I said at the end of the film the egg hatched and one final baby Zilla was there? Well, let's rewind a little bit. And we have Nico Tatopoulos and a science team going into Madison Square Garden, looking the place over, and they actually, find the, well, Nick finds it. He falls into some kind of plasma goo stuff, and then the egg hatches, and out comes the baby Zilla. Things seem bad until the baby Zilla starts smelling Nick and starts smelling the DNA, the stuff on him that smells like Zilla. So immediately he thinks that's his mommy. So Zilla escapes out into the ocean. About a day or two go by, and we have a new... first off, we have Nick Tatopoulos returning. Not Matthew Broderick. We have this great voice actor for him, making him sound a little more tougher and a little more interesting. Cool. We have our returning paleontologist come back. Okay. And we have a strange thing. The scientist that was always sneezing and had a sniffle, well, he's back. And he builds something weird. Kind of our Godzuki for the show. He builds this robot that can communicate with pretty much anything and deliver medicine and whatever. It's this thing. Okay, I didn't know he was a robotics major. He seemed kind of like a bumbling idiot, even though he was a scientist in the film. In this, they made him kind of a genius. And then we have our final member, since they couldn't get, but they didn't want to put Jean Reno in the show, or his character, Philippe. They brought in a new French Secret Service agent, this female, who's there to want to create, to kind of control and contain the area, but, what are you going to do? When a day or two go by, and Zilla is reborn, essentially, when the baby reaches its full size. And things seem, pretty cool. When south of the border, we have our first new monster of the series. Yeah, pretty cool. Zilla and, I guess they're called Heat. It's an acronym for something. I'll put it in the description. And they go to South America, or wherever this is, and Zilla begins battling this thing. But the South American military, they fire this poison at the monster, causing it to grow larger, but Zilla being hurt. This brings up a theme. Zilla gets incapacitated just like Godzilla would in the Hanna-Barbera show. Godzuki, or in this case, the robot, would come and do some magic, and they would fix Zilla, or as they would fix Godzilla in the show. Comes and battles with this giant worm thing, and he displays something beautiful. He breathes fire. It's a beautiful thing. One of the biggest gripes about the movie Godzilla 98 was he didn't breathe fire. I agree. As Superman has his red cape and heat vision. Batman has the Batmobile and the Batarangs. Okay? Goku has the Kamehameha. Name a character. They have something. Godzilla has atomic breath. Okay? You take that away and just put a couple of pseudo things in with it, you're ruining the character. They gave it back to him. That helps me, like this character more. And the show kind of continues that way. Trouble is called. Heat goes because they're still looking for nuclear, fallout and mutations. A monster arrives. Zilla arrives. Confrontation. Zilla wins. Now, there are some cool monsters in this. And one of the coolest things, there's this really cool two-parter where they actually, first, getting ahead of myself. When a monster's battle happens, what do you think the deceased kaiju is? What do you think they do with it? Do you think they cut it up and serve it as meals in cafeterias? Do you think they study it? Well, Zilla at the end of Godzilla 98 was actually taken, and I take this as canon because this is meant to be a sequel to the show, and to the movie, this show, and they actually make something really cool. Instead of getting Mecha Godzilla, like Godzilla had to battle in the 70s and 90s and the soon-to-be Millennium series, we get Cyberzilla. Yes, they actually take the carcass of Zilla and they kind of Mecha King Ghidorah it, and they make like a cyborg out of it, and it can breathe fire, has laser weapons, and you get this really cool fight sequence with Zilla battling Cyberzilla. Zilla actually, turning his back on Nyctotopoulos for a little bit because, hey, there's the real mommy, daddy thing over there, so... But then we get this really cool fight sequence. The show kind of goes on. It's a cartoon. For a cartoon, I understand what they were going for. It was a lot better than the Hanna-Barbera Godzilla show. Mainly because that was done in the 70s, and I don't think they were putting a lot of effort into it. This seems like they had some effort to it. So, this show was okay. I give this show a B. Now, if you can watch the episodes, go for it, but, it's not really high art, but, they do a couple of good things in this. Alright, well, this is Gojo851 saying that I got one more follow-up video to Godzilla 98 coming up, the likes and dislikes of it. Buckle up, it's going to be a doozy. Alright guys, this is Gojo851 saying goodnight. Please like, comment, subscribe at the bottom. Have a good night. See y'all later.